The roads of the Roman Empire, a 2,000-year-old miracle. Imagine this. You are living in the 2nd century BC. Dawn is breaking. You hear the pounding of horse hooves, the metallic clash of soldiers' armor. In front of you stretches a perfectly straight stone road, reaching far into the horizon. This is not just any road. This is a Roman road. A road so strong that even after 2,000 years, parts of it still exist today. Today, we step inside this ancient miracle. Why were Roman roads so durable? How were they built? How did they unite an entire empire? And most importantly, why do modern roads still follow Roman principles? 1. Where did it all begin? Even when Rome was just a small city-state, roads were a priority because there was one simple truth: whoever moves faster wins. In 312 BC, one of the most famous roads was built, the Via Appia, often called the Queen of Roads. It connected Rome to the southern regions of Italy. Soldiers no longer got stuck in mud. Merchants no longer lost their way. Orders traveled faster than ever. The Romans understood something powerful. A road is power. 2. How were Roman roads built? If you asked a Roman engineer, "Why do your roads last 2,000 years?" he might smile and say, "Because we don't just build roads, we build systems." Roman roads had 4 to 5 layers, a foundation of large stones at the bottom, a layer of gravel, a mixture of sand and smaller stones, on top massive flat stone slabs. The center of the road was slightly raised. Why? So rainwater would drain to the sides. Simple, but incredibly effective. Modern drainage systems still use the same principle today. 3. Straightness, the Roman mindset. Roman roads were built as straight as possible. A mountain in the way? Cut through it. A valley below? Build a bridge. To the Romans, detours were weakness. Straight lines were discipline. Their engineering precision symbolized their character: organized, determined, unstoppable. 4. Roads and the army, an unbreakable bond. The strength of the Roman Empire was its army, but an army that cannot move quickly is useless. Roman legions could march 25 to 30 kilometers a day. Imagine heavily armored soldiers under the burning sun, yet still moving efficiently. Why? Because the road was solid and reliable. That is why Roman armies often appeared unexpectedly. While enemies were still planning, Roman soldiers were already at the gates. 5. All roads lead to Rome. This famous saying was not just poetry, it was reality. All major roads were measured from Rome. At the center of the city stood the Miliarium Aureum, the golden milestone. It marked distances across the empire. There was no GPS, no satellites, yet Romans knew exactly how far they had to travel. 6. Trade and economic explosion. Roman roads were not only for war, they transformed trade. Wine from Spain, grain from Egypt, metal from Gaul, silk from the East. Merchants could travel faster and safer than ever before. Where there is a road, there is a market. Where there is a market, there is wealth. The roads turned Rome into an economic giant. 7. A curious and slightly funny story. Roman roads had milestone markers, one for every mile. Some bored young Romans reportedly moved these stones as a prank. Imagine walking for hours thinking only 5 kilometers to go, when in reality you had 10 left. Not so funny for the traveler. Of course, tampering with public infrastructure did not go unpunished. 8. Collapse, but the roads remained. The empire eventually fell. Emperors died, palaces crumbled, invaders came and went, but the roads remained. During the Middle Ages, traders still used Roman roads. Even today, parts of these ancient highways can be seen in Italy, Spain, France, and beyond. The empire disappeared, the infrastructure survived. 9. Influence on the modern world. Today's highways, military logistics systems, and even city planning are inspired by Roman ideas. Centralized networks, standardized construction, strategic design. The Roman road was not just stone, it was strategy. 10. Why do they still exist? Because Romans did not think short-term. They built for centuries. They understood something timeless. An empire does not survive by strength alone. It survives by infrastructure. The road was the bloodstream. The empire was the body. As long as the roads functioned, the empire lived. Conclusion. The Roman Empire fell. Emperors vanished. Statues broke. Palaces crumbled. Temples collapsed. But the roads remained. And today, as you drive on a modern highway, you might unknowingly be following the same principles designed by a Roman engineer 2,000 years ago. Roman roads teach us one powerful lesson. Power is temporary. Infrastructure is eternal. If history once felt boring to you, perhaps now you will see roads differently, because beneath every stone, an empire once lived.